you the demo of the app that we developed for our software engineering one project. On the left hand side, you can see a list of all the use cases that we have developed as part of this application. The first use case is sign up. So we'll go to the app and hit the sign up button. Here you have to enter your name. And once we hit the submit button, you can see we get a prompt that the user was created and the first use case is completed. Next, we have login. So I'll try to log in into an already created account. So I've entered the username, that is my email address and my password over here. Once I hit the login button, we are taken to the dashboard screen. So the second use case is also completed. The third use case is logout. So if I go to the navigation panel and hit the logout button, you can see we are back to the login screen. So the third use case is also completed. Next, we have the add expense use case. So on the dashboard, we have a button, add transaction. Once the user clicks on this button, he'll be greeted with this screen where he can enter the amount of the transaction. So I will enter a dummy amount. Then we have to pick a date for the transaction. So it's one. And once I hit the submit button, you see we get a prompt that the expense was logged. And on the dashboard, we can see the amount, the category of the expense, and the date that the expense had taken place. So with this, we complete the 4.1 use case, that is add expense. Next, we have update expense. So I'll add a few more expenses. So you can see I've added a few more expenses, and all of these expenses are sorted by date. So the expense that took place the first, it would be on the top of the list. And we can also see the total expenses displayed on the dashboard. So if we add 75 plus 350 plus 40 plus 50, we will get 515, which is the total expense for us. So with this, we complete the use case 5, which is dashboard. Now we come to the update expense use case. Now if I go to food, I have two buttons, update and delete. If I try to change this now, we'll change it to 60. And if I hit the update button, you can see we get the expense updated prompt and the expense for food was updated. So we have now the amount 60 for the food expense, and also the total expense has been updated to 535. So with this, we complete the 4.2 update expense use case. Next, I'll add another test test transaction. So I've added this miscellaneous test transaction. Now I'll go to the transaction and hit the delete button. We are greeted with a prompt to ask to confirm whether we really want to delete this expense or not. If we hit no, nothing happens. But if I go in again and hit yes, we see that the miscellaneous expense transaction was deleted and it is no longer available with us. Also, the total expense was updated. So with this, we complete the 4.3 delete expense use case. We also have visualization available with us. This is also the part of the dashboard use case. We see all the categories that we entered, that is utilities, travel, rent, and food. with all the amounts that it was entered for. So utilities was 75, travel was 50, rent was 350, and food was 60. So I'll try to enter one more expense over here, and we can see that it was added to the graph. So I'll add another expense of 100. This would be test for test graph. And I'll pick a date of 22. It doesn't matter whatever date we pick. So the test graph expense was added. Now if we go back to the visualization part, you see we have another bar representing the test graph, and we have the amount entered over here. So the user can enter his category and it would be here. So if there is another category of same category expense, it will add it up and show it over here. So with that, we complete the dashboard use case. Next, we have the the export use case. So this is the export use case. Here we can export all the expenses in a PDF file. So without selecting any filters, if I hit the generate button, we see that we get a prompt that the PDF was saved. Now if I go to my file manager, we see we have a file over here that was generated at 10:05, and the timer right now is also 10:05. So we go inside this file and we see that all the expenses were exported to this PDF file. Similarly, if I hit this select category and I type in food, then I hit the generate button. Now I go to my file manager. See, there was another file that was generated and it only has the food expense because we selected category as food in the export filter. So with this, we have completed our export functionality as well. Last is the reset password. For that, we need to log out from the application. And when we go to forgot password, here you have to enter your email address. And I'll hit the reset button. You see, we get a prompt that the password reset email was sent. So with this, we complete our last and final use case, that was the reset password. And all the use cases that were defined while development of the application are completed. Thank you.